gap is what happens when you hold to the floor and crush the man next to you. There's space in between your back bumper and your front bumper. We, in the South, we refer to it as the gap band.
Well, I think, Formula One is for grown-ups.
Shut the game on this one, Rex. It's the guts.
When we start following the move, don't be little players, we're going to get down the chairs!
Yes, listen, please, 51 words.
So, what about the sideways? You've got a race in your own lane. Now he's on the grass, he brings it back. Oh, some great driving there.
Torque and Power. Your motoring and motorsport podcast.
Welcome to episode 11, everyone, of the Talk and Power podcast. I'm here with Simon Gonzo Travellini. Thanks for joining us, Simon.
Thanks, Nick. And those of you that watch the videos would know, we're not in the Hon capital of the world anymore.
No. You've kindly hosted this podcast at your workshop. I reckon this is probably the first podcast that's been hosted 3 foot away from a top door slammer.
It probably is.
If you're watching this on the video, even if you're listening, trust me, we are literally 2 foot away from a top door slammer.
You know, we should get it going and do a podcast from inside the top door slammer.
That'd be awesome. That would be awesome.
Maybe we should do a podcast while it's going down the track.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Anyway, I don't know if it's going to be a top door slammer. I think the TD's going. It's going to be AA gas on there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You've spoken about that a bit.
No, I want to do it. I want to do AA gas automatic.
Yeah. Okay. Yep.
I think it's a soft class, and someone needs to go and destroy it.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway, speaking of Falcons,
yes.
What did you think of the incident between Scotty McLaughlin and his Kiwi buddy there?
A lot was said about it straight after. Personally, I didn't like what Shane did, but I understand what he was doing to gain an advantage. I think Scott was a little bit hot-headed, and
I don't know. Listen, right? If I was going down the straight, especially just before a restart, right, and someone starts rubbing door handles with me,
yep.
You know, me personally, the whole thing could have been avoided if race control had called Van Gisbergen in straight away for a penalty, because that's just ridiculous. He's provoking an attack, and then when he got spun out, right, Scotty cops it.
Yeah,
you know, and everyone's talking about the fallout and how the other cars got tangled up. Well, we've seen this before with that incident. I forget where it was now, in Tasmania or somewhere, where there was a big pile up there. Yeah. If you get tangled up in something because you need to go to Specsavers, well, go to Specsavers because...
Yeah. No, I understand that. The other thing I didn't like about it was the trial by media. Now...
Nick, that was just bullshit. Yep. Since when did Skaifey and Ingle become, race control? Like, who really gives a shit about their opinion, and why should they have any influence on the outcome? It's...
I want to read their comments because I don't want people to think we're making this up. Now, I wasn't able to get the sound clips. It was Fox Sports, sorry. Fox Sports host Jessica Yates asked both Skaifey and Ingle if they felt the penalty was fair. So this was Mark Skaife's response to that. I don't think so, because he finished 10th and Van Gisbergen finished 15th. So based on causing the incident, he finished ahead of the guy he spun, so it doesn't fit the crime. I've got so many people saying I'm biased towards Red Bull and Shane Van Gisbergen, but there is absolutely no way that it is fair.
This is the same was in the Nissan team years ago when who was it called the Australian public a pack of arseholes?
Jimmy Richards.
Jimmy Richards, that's right.
Now, Mark,
it was his teammate, wasn't it?
It was, yes.
Yeah.
Now, Mark, if you're getting a lot of feedback from fans saying that you're biased towards Red Bull and Shane Van Gisbergen, perhaps you are.
Maybe a little bit, just a little bit.
The following day, the problem I have with all this, that Scotty was given a 15-second penalty for that incident on the day, on the Saturday.
Yep.
The day after, they extended that penalty, and he ended up finishing 21st for the race.
It's bullshit.
It is.
It is absolute bullshit.
And it was trial by media. I'm sorry, that's the way I see it. As a West Coast Eagles fan, we are always criticised for having an influence over the umpire at home games. 2-3 goals. I think this is the same vein.
I just don't understand, like, you know, it's unfair to say that he was the cause of it because he was provoked.
Yeah.
Right? If anything, you know, yeah, you could say he was hot-headed, etc., you know, whatever. But the way I see it is he acted in self-defence.
Yep.
Your Honour, he was acting in self-defence and he should go free. He should go free. It's as simple as that.
He shouldn't have apologised either.
Look, I reckon that Tricky Dicky Johnson there, you know, made him do it. Just did, you know, to save face.
Roger won't have a bar at that. I'm telling you now.
Oh, well, I hope, you know. Anyway, it is what it is. To me, it ruined... I mean, I hardly ever watched the V8s, and I thought the rest of the race was actually pretty good. But that incident was just...
Anyway, the Saturday results that turned out to be... Fabian managed to get to the front. Chaz Mostert came second. Jamie Whincup in third. With a smashed car that he admitted later that he couldn't see out of. But hey, race control didn't ask him to come in.
No, they didn't.
But they're, you know... Anyway, I don't want to...
They didn't.
I'm wearing my...
Probably had more downforce too with the shape of that bonnet.
I'm wearing my anti-888 hat tonight. I will admit it, and I'll be open about that. But when people say the fans criticise me for being biased towards 888, I don't know, Mark. Maybe there's a reason for that.
Anyway, it's brought the championship a lot closer now with only 8 points.
Yeah,
8 points separating first and second.
That's right. Yeah, Scotty didn't have the best day on. Wow, look, I mean, we're criticising him. He finished fourth, but him and Van Gisbergen at the end of Sunday's race were in a real toe-to-toe battle. Fabian managed to get past Van Gisbergen, but Jamie had really gapped him because clearly Shane was holding them up and had a weaker strategy. Fabian managed to get around Shane, but the damage had been done. Jamie had set off into the sunset, and Scotty, I mean, he was really battling with Shane and just couldn't get around him. He was lucky to hold on to fourth, to be honest, because Chaz was coming on like a steam train. So I don't know. It has opened up the championship, but it wasn't the way we wanted to see it. And now we head into the enduros, where you throw in co-drivers that aren't as experienced. I don't know. It's going to be an interesting season, to say the least. So the next race is actually the Sandown 500. One of the interesting things I found, in my opinion, the Nissan Altimas have baked up a couple of rear tyres, and if you look at that rear wing of theirs, it's a substantial amount further out than the Falcons and Commodores. I don't know if they need to look at that. It's putting too much load on their rear tyres, but they've had consecutive rear tyre failures, and on the weekend they had another one. It basically destroyed Rick Kelly's race and half of the back end of his car.
That's tragic. Anyway, moving on. They unveiled the Super Utes. I'm not sure the word super should be associated with these things. Maybe the Trader Utes. What are they? Are they meant to be a crossover, Nick?
Do you know what my mum says? My mum always says, Nick, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say it at all. But I'm kind of obligated to give my opinion here.
Are they like the soccer dad of Brute Ute Series? Is that what they are?
Look, some dear friends of mine drive these sorts of cars as
but they're tradies.
Yeah, they're tradies. That's right. They're grano workers,
carpenters,
they're builders, and then you know what? And I shouldn't mock them or those cars because we all go fishing at the end of the year and we have a great time in them. But that's what they're for. They're for fishing.
Look, we've got a Mitsubishi Triton, and I've been trying to get my head around this because the thing sits like a four-wheel drive, right? It would be the worst possible platform to build some sort of vehicle that has to go around corners. Now, I don't know. Where are they going with this? I didn't like it at all. I did not like it at all. I don't understand it. It's literally a Triton Ute. They only had one out on the track. Craig Dontis was driving it.
Let's listen to what he had to say here.
What is the new East Coast Boulevard Super Ute like to drive?
It's pretty damn good. Look, I obviously only a small time in the car, but there's lots of potential to unlock in one of these big bad boys.
Totally different to what you're used to driving in the Utes. Talk through the brakes in particular, because a lot of work there.
Yeah, look, it's more like a supercar. So we run a pedal box, no booster. So my little legs, I've got to push as hard as I can on the brake pedal, but it's more like a race car in the braking side of it, whereas the old Ute, you just breathe on the brake pedal and you can lock a wheel.
Incredibly technical suspension package on these cars as well. How did that feel handling-wise?
Yeah, handling-wise, good turn. A little bit stiff in the rear, so it's like a little bit like a golf buggy or something. But the biggest thing I was impressed with is it's a complete new driving style. So with the turbo, you're pulling gears where you should be changing down on an old Ute, and it's going to achieve its power completely differently. Low revs, high torque, so where you're probably in second, you're in third, and where you're in third, you're in fourth, and vice versa. So I think the guys that get their heads around them really fast will be at the front of the field. So for me, it's exciting. I'm an old dog, so something new. I think you can teach an old dog some new tricks and we can have some fun. The punters, I think they'll come to the fences and watch these things, so they're big, they're bad, and I reckon we'll make it ugly too.
Look, the first question I've got, Nick, is what was that crap they were playing in the background of that?
Well, the music fed in earlier. They were driving the car around the track, and they had to put the music in over the engine because there was nothing exciting about that.
So they... How are they like a V8 supercar?
Nothing.
I mean,
they got a pedal box.
They got a pedal box.
Look, I mean, Craig's not going to come out and bag it, obviously, and Craig's obviously doing the right thing by the sport. But seriously, this is not exciting.
I noticed he said it was turbocharged. Is it a diesel? Is it?
Yes. Anyway, look, I don't want to bag it, but this is the sort of sport that belongs at Wakefield Park on a Sunday afternoon. Not for the top.
Maybe what they need to do is jack the suspension, put some jumps on the track, and take a page out of the
Well, you think Robbie Gordon won't be coming back anytime soon?
Maybe that's what they're doing. Yeah. I don't know. I'm just trying to get my head around how a turbo diesel Triton. At least I bought the petrol version. Yeah. You know, turbo diesel Triton is some sort of performance vehicle. Oh, it's got a pedal box. I keep forgetting. They got rid of the booster. Right.
Anyway,
but they're trying to make it sound like these are somehow better than the old V8 Holden and V8 Ford.
Well, they're not. That's the sad reality. So, like I said, I don't want to bag Craig Dontis, but this is not for the Tier 1 motorsport of Australia.
So, do you think that they've deliberately tried to make them look like trophy trucks with the tyres hanging out and the four drive-ish type tyres?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's part of the appeal of that vehicle for even like the tradies as we know it. They like to put the big tyres on them and whatnot, but I don't know, it doesn't have a fit on a racetrack. So
anyway,
I can't see it flourishing, to be honest. That's just my view anyway.
So we'll talk about some real race cars now. The NHRA.
Ladies' Day at NHRA. It was really good to see actually the ladies come to the fore in Top Fuel and Nitro Funny Car.
Have they got quotas?
Alright, what are you suggesting?
Like, you know, the Labor Party and that. Sorry, hang on.
What are you suggesting?
Oh, no, it's alright. We can take the piss out of Labor. We can't take the piss out of Liberals.
No, we shouldn't be doing either.
Well, you know, they got quotas now. You know, like you can go for a job now and not get it because you're male.
Yeah. Well, I hope that's not the case here, but no. Leah laid down and absolutely in qualifying. She ran a 364 at 330 mile an hour.
Wow. Now she is in the Don Shoemaker team.
That's correct. Yeah. Yep.
And Alexa.
Oh, Alexis. That was a really close race as well against Tommy Johnson Jr.
And Tommy Johnson is in the Schumacher team.
That's correct. Yeah.
And Alexa's with the Coletta
team.
Yeah. Connie Coletta. Yeah. That's it.
Getting back to Leah Pritchard, let's just have a look at her record run here.
Are we going to have a look at it, or are we just going to listen to it?
On the video, you'll be able to see it. If you're listening on the podcast, you will only hear it.
Nice.
Oh, 364, the quickest run in the history of the sport for Leah Pritchett. The Papa John's car just made history, just like Robert Hyde did in Funny Car. Quickest run in the history of the sport, new national record, 3.640. 2.92 seconds, 298 miles an hour at the 8th.
Wow, that's incredible. 2.98. That's 298 mile an hour at the 8th mile.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
That is unbelievable.
Yeah, it looked fast too on the video. Robert Height, not to be outdone, he actually is the first man, or woman for that matter, to go into the 70s in a funny car. Let's just have a listen to that, how that one panned out.
That's looking pretty good. Oh, there it is. 379. That's history. Robert Height goes 3.793, 338 miles an hour where no man has gone before. And Matt Hagan goes 3.807 at 336, and it's like he was in the way.
Well, you know, this sort of tells me the conditions must have been good.
I've actually been to that track. In 03 I went to Branderd, and it's sort of low altitude. It's actually surrounded by, I think there's 1,000 lakes in the vicinity, so it's low altitude. This time of the year it's quite warm, a little bit humid, but
everything must have been there. Like the conditions must have been there.
Yeah.
But that's incredible. 370, 338 mile an hour. I remember it wasn't that long ago they were trying to slow these things down.
This was always going to happen.
They were trying to stop them running 300 mile an hour at the quarter.
Yeah. And now they're going 338 at the 1,000 foot.
That's incredible. That is just unbelievable. Well, it's good to see the Force team out there, back in the record books. Now, is it true that I guess crew chief God is back with them now?
Austin Coyle. I saw Austin Coyle in a video not that long ago. He looks old. He's aged. Like me.
I just heard a rumour. I heard a rumour that he was heading back. He'd been doing some nostalgia stuff.
Yep.
But I mean, look, it's great to see him back at the pointy end.
Can I tell you a story? I actually lined up against John Force and Austin Coyle. This is no word of a lie. I lined up next to him at a set of lights in Branderd back in 2003 when I was coming home from the racetrack. I am not kidding you. They were at the lights right opposite me.
What were they in? What were they driving?
They were in a hire car too.
What was it? Was it a van?
No. It's actually a 4-door sedan of some description. I was in the same. I was in a Chrysler Intrepid, they called them.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool, but and they were in a 4-door. I can't remember exactly what it was.
So you were like the Don Schumacher of this story.
And I was like trying to get their attention.
They were in a Ford, obviously.
Yeah, they were in a Ford. Yeah, it was a Ford.
Yeah.
But
so it was a classic Chrysler versus Ford battle.
I never forget that. And I said, you know what? No matter what I do, I probably never will race, but I could always say that I raced against, lined up against, Austin Coyle and John Force.
Did you beat him?
Yeah, I did actually, but Austin was actually driving. It wasn't John. So there you go.
Anyway, so onto a subject that we always like to talk about, the Outlaw Armageddon.
Yes, Outlaw Armageddon was running one. Birdman.
Nick, before we go into who won and what happened, Kai Kelly and all of that, was there actually any fast races there?
Look,
was there the likes of Stevie Fast
No.
or any of the Radial crew? Or
nope.
So it was just the Street Outlaws.
Yeah, well, it's Street Outlaws crew plus some other street known races and no prep races.
No prep, where they prep the track. Yeah, okay, anyway.
Yeah, we won't go down that rabbit hole. But no, there was no certified.
I've seen the track at Kwinana, right? Worse than a no prep track.
But In answer to your question, look, I mean, say what you want to say. In the Midwest and those sort of regions of the United States, these guys, these street outlaws, no prep racers, have a bigger following than NHRA and the radial guys do. So whether it's
Nick, that's bullshit. They got a following because of Discovery.
Yeah, and social media too. And
Prior to that, they were just a bunch of schmucks. And really, when you look at the busted-ass cars they've got,
yeah,
you know, to me, my favourite is when I think it's the Chicago race that they never showed, where the good old blown car destroys them.
Yeah, yeah.
The reality is, you know, given that type of racing condition, if you got the likes of Stevie Fast or guys that are good, you know, that can get a handle on it. I mean, you know, listen, you got to say at the end of the day, the cream always rises to the top.
Yeah.
John Zappia, right? Sorry to get off subject. First PDRA race. Where did he qualify, Nick?
Third.
First PDRA race.
Yep.
Right? The cream is always going to rise to the top. You get him and put him up against these guys, and it'd be nothing but taillights.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. But
so that's why I can't take him seriously, you know, especially Big Chief. The only thing big about him is his mouth.
Well, getting back to Big Chief, it was interesting. He got beaten by the Swamp Thing. That's one of my favourite cars, that thing. It's a station wagon, Chevy Nova station wagon, nitrous. Let's check that race out right here. So the video's gonna make a lot more sense, but
yeah, okay.
Big Chief's he gets out of it, gets really squirrely. The Swamp Thing gets a bit squirrely as well, but I always like seeing the Swamp Thing win, especially against OKC. So that was really great.
So you've got here Liz Moosey. Is that like some relation to Pat Moosey?
His daughter.
Really?
Absolutely drop dead gorgeous.
And in a turbo car?
No. She's nitrous big time. Now she's dating our friend Kai Kelly.
Oh, rightio.
Yeah. So she had some really interesting comments on turbo cars.
Or turbo cars.
She didn't use those words, but let me be honest with you, I think she has much the same thought as you do. Let's have a listen.
Lizzie, what do you think about going turbo?
Seriously asking me that question?
Yeah.
First off, not in a million years. And second off, I think they're sandbagging you know what. It's easy. You got boost, easy to freaking go fast with those things. You come out, throwing top end, and here they come flying by you out of nowhere.
What about the scramble button?
Listen, don't even get me started on that. You're in a run, and all of a sudden, oh, I'm getting that run. Here's the sissy button. Here we go. Scramble button. Alright, see ya. Who does that? I think nitrous, or, you know, you really got to tune, you got to have that happy medium tune up, but you really got to work on your car then, but I don't know about turbos too much. I think that's a little easy way to beat people that way.
So turbos, what you're saying is you can't do.
I don't like turbos. I don't.
You can't do?
I can't do. I just can't. I just can't. Nitrous all the way. Nitrous all the way.
Yeah, she's saying that because she hasn't driven a blown car yet.
Look, Lizzie rose to fame probably a few years ago in ADRL. She had a pretty bad accident actually, but she's now, you know, she's done a few PDRA and ADRL events. She's going out with Kai Kelly. I think she needs to be promoted in a better way, up there with the likes of Leah Pritchard. If we're trying to get people to the sport, she's the way to go.
Yeah. I thought it was about racing at some point. I didn't know we were having a beauty contest or... You know, if that was the case, then they should let us go back to the old uniforms of the 80s and 90s with the reverse gears, getting out there in G-strings and...
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. No, fair enough, fair enough. It should be on the merits as well. But I think she brings a lot of people that we probably wouldn't be interested in the sport into the sport because of her and her marketing appeal.
They, you know, I've said this before. Obviously, you can make more power with them because you don't have to turn the belt.
Yeah,
you know, you haven't got that great big windbag with the two giant, you know, egg beaters inside it that you got to spin. But they just never seem to be able to get that first half.
Yeah.
And, you know, they use the 3-speed transmissions and the lower first gear and low boost. And the thing that shits me about these comparisons between blown turbo nitrous is you're in a turbo car, right? You need to spool. You can't drop it from idle or just off idle. You need to sit there and build boost. They need to get them on the 2-step, you know. They need to burn the fuel in the exhaust to spin the turbine to make the boost. You don't need to do that with nitrous or a blower.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you're good to go. As soon as you pull up to that start line, you're good to go, you know? So, anyway, it is... And the other thing is, like, I personally, from driving the different types of boost, you can pedal nitrous and blowers, and it's a lot of fun, you know. Like when they get up on one wheel and stuff like that, that's pretty cool. But you lose that wheel speed with a turbo car, and I don't know, you're not going anywhere. But anyway, so who ended up winning?
Birdman.
Birdman.
Yeah, Birdman against Kai Kelly in the final. Yep.
And how much money were they racing for?
That was a big purse. That one, 60 grand.
Wow.
Yep.
60 grand. Almost as much as you get for a burnout comp here in Australia. Look, the average burnout comp now is like a 10 grand deal for the winner. It's not a collective thing.
Wow.
That's what the winner takes home, yeah. I think the burnout guys that we do converters for, you know, I've heard them talk about earning between 50 and 60 grand in the season.
Wow.
It's crazy, hey? Especially when you consider, like, how much it costs to run, say, a door slammer.
Yeah.
And what the prize money is.
Prize money, yeah.
Hence why this is parked up.
No.
Maybe I should do burnouts in it.
Mate, it'd be a pretty mean burnout car, that one.
Anyway, as usual, every episode, there's one form of motor racing that stands out head and shoulders above the rest.
It was pretty good. I'll give it that. It was awesome.
And you know, this episode of the MotoGP, once again, no matter how much you dislike motorcycle racing, no matter how much...
Come on.
Well, you know, look, there's people out there that... No, I'm not saying you don't, but there are people out there that, you know, go on about, oh, why would you want to, you know, blah, blah, blah. The last turn, right? And Marquez, he has a crack. He's going to have a crack.
Right. You knew that was happening, but
you knew it was on. It was on. And he completely balls it up.
He did balls it up, but Diviosa had to be onto it as well. He was smart in positioning himself in a manner that he was able to capitalise on Marquez's balls up on that final corner.
Did you listen to the interview? The post-race interview?
I did, yeah.
He said he heard him. He was thinking... He's getting on the gas.
Yeah.
I'm still braking.
Yeah.
This guy, he's behind me and he's getting on the gas.
Yeah.
He knew he was going to run wide.
Yeah.
And he even gave him the flick, the wave there. Yeah.
He did. Yeah. I saw that. Like, what are you doing?
So during the race, me and Harry Haig of Aussie Chevelle fame, we're always texting each other, you know, because he's a big MotoGP fan, and all I was texting to him was Dovi.
It was a great win for the Dukes as well.
Now the thing is, right? You know, look, I'm a Rossi fan. Most of my friends are Rossi fans. I think you're a bit of a Rossi fan.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so you always hear him talking about Marquez, Rossi, of recent times, Vinales, you know, we don't hear much about Lorenzo. He actually got up on this race. He went for a different tyre combination, and he got the early lead. And it actually, you saw some of his, back when he was the rivalry between him and Rossi was fierce, but I don't think a lot of people have really been taking Dovizioso seriously and Ducati. No. They're sort of like, they're in that top 10, but surely now 3 race wins, right? The guy has shown he can keep his cool. The bike's consistent. Surely people are going to start taking him seriously.
Yeah. I think they should. If they're not, they should be.
Well, I mean, look, if Honda doesn't want to take him seriously, good on him.
Yeah, we're happy with that as well.
Because I'd like to see another Ducati championship. We haven't seen one since Stoner, and it would be incredible for an Italian on an Italian bike to take it out. Yeah, it would be. But it was an awesome race, and for anyone that didn't watch it, I'm telling you, you got to start watching it. There's been, I think this season there's been maybe 2 races that were like, there was still a bit of drama and stuff going on, but they weren't edge of the seat. But pretty much every single round has been edge of the seat racing.
It has, yeah.
Right, from wire to wire.
Look, I think we discussed that other race a couple of weeks ago where it was the rain at the start of the race, and they came in for a bike change, a lot of them, and that was admittedly a pretty boring race, but this one made up for that in spades.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Now Vignales 6th in Austria is the pressure's on now. Dovizioso is now only 16 points behind Marquez in the championship, and it's on now. We go to the Britain for the Silverstone GP there on the 27th.
And that is going to be, Carl Crutchlow is going to be, and that's what we've seen. We've seen the Frenchman take the lead in France. We've seen the German take the lead in Germany. Surely Crutchlow is going to go for it.
Yeah, of course.
He's going to go for it. That's a nice track.
Beautiful track.
Yeah, it's going to be... I can't wait. I actually can't wait.
It's actually a big weekend next weekend. We've got the Spa on as well in the Formula 1, and that's Bathurst of Europe, in my opinion, but that's a huge race as well, and we've got this British GP.
I reckon Le Mans would be the Bathurst of...
Spa has just got the fast turns and the scenic... Yeah, well, Le Mans has it too, but
just the length of the race, the 24-hour aspect of it.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. Spa. Look, don't get me wrong, Spa. I don't know, man. I find it very difficult to get excited with the Formula 1. The V8's the only time we have really anything to talk about is when there's an incident. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the Formula 1, I just hope that Ricciardo, gets a good race, you know what I mean? Like, doesn't get bumped off or anything stupid like that. It's a bit disappointing when, that guy's got so much talent. And, the Red Bull team, it's not the fastest car out there, like compared to the Mercedes and the Ferrari. And, I don't know. It'd be great if he could get a drive. Well, I don't know what his contract is with Red Bull, whether he's going to be out of contract or not. But
it's another year.
Another year with Red Bull.
Interesting to see what happens.
There you go.
Yeah.
I got nothing for that.
Did you want to go down the rabbit hole? The rabbit hole of WA licensing?
Oh, WA licensing. Yeah, okay. So... I'm in a difficult position because I don't know what I can and can't talk about without getting sued. But I'll just fill everyone in. So, an industry representative in inverted commas met with a licensing representative last week, and they haven't released it yet. So I don't know if I'm going to get into trouble by saying this, but basically, from what I've been told, from when you put in your modification application, you're going to have 12 months to get the job done, or else it will not necessarily, it won't be extended. You'll have to reapply, basically, and when you reapply, it won't necessarily be approved. If there's a legislation change in between, too bad. They're bringing in, and this is unofficial, right? But it's 190 kilowatt per tonne, which, you know, when you see what you can buy now in terms of like the GDSR, and then you can buy the package for the GDSR that bumps it up to some ridiculous, like, I don't know, 500 kilowatts or something stupid like that, right? It makes me laugh that you can get a car that's been crafted, has got massive brakes and everything else, and the state government, in their wisdom, decides that 190 kilowatt per tonne is the maximum. But anyway, whatever it is, it is. And basically, they have a very, very poor opinion of anyone who modifies cars. Yeah. And they're just clamping down on it. Now, you're still going to be able to go through the VSB 14, but they're going to be a lot stricter and put a lot of restrictions. Now, I don't really mind the 190 kilowatt per tonne thing, because considering you have to have a late model motor in a Cobra, it pretty much means that we'll never have to see another Cobra kit car on the road again. Right? So you know, and it'll be a bonus if they force people to have airbags in cars like that as well, because they'll be ridiculous. No, seriously, the reason that I'm being so jovial about it is because I have been contemplating this situation for the last, you know, couple of weeks, and I have contacted people that it affects directly, and they have not been willing to get on here and comment for fear of persecution, which I kind of understand that, but if you, there's a saying that says that for evil to succeed, good men need do nothing, and this is a classic example of that. So if you genuinely have any care for the modified car scene in this state, you need to write to Rita Saffioti. You need to write to the minister, and you need to say to her, this is bullshit. We are not the hoons. It's the idiots behind the wheel of the 20-year-old V6 Commodores that, you know, light the tyres up in the wet. It's the dumbasses that have got a job that pays way too much for their brain capacity, and they buy these stupid cars and then have them modded. And a lot of these cars are the ones that they're happy licensing, because what they're saying is, oh, if the dealer modifies it, that's fine. Yeah. Which, like, you know, I think's bullshit. I think there's more skilled workshops out there that are doing mods than, you know. But anyway, that's where it's at. Unfortunately for the people that are trying to do the right thing, it means that you're limited in what you can do. They're also, the capacity check is going to be a real thing. So if they suspect that your, you know, supposedly 190 kilowatt per tonne motor makes 300 kilowatts per tonne, you will get capacity checked, and you may even be forced to produce dyno, like rear wheel horsepower dyno figures. Yeah. But this is all speculative at this stage. But the reality is there are changes happening. As far as the stalking people on Facebook claims, they're denying it point blank. Yeah. So if there's anyone out there that has had this happen and you have physical evidence of it, we'd really like you to send it in to us, post it up on our Facebook page. You know, if you have been targeted, then there's cause for us to make some noise. Now, the reality is there's been a bit of a movement worldwide now that is sort of suggesting that protesting does nothing. If anything, it helps justify the idiot rule makers. I don't know how true that is, but I'm starting to think that the politicians just do whatever they want anyway. Yeah. And they have relied on the fact that you end up getting so worn out in the fight that when the real fight starts, you just give up. So I don't know how to tackle this, but one thing I really am very, very keen on doing is, if anyone is involved in the media, writes for the media, has any kind of say it would be really cool for some modified car enthusiasts, like not the guys that are going to do power skids and that, the guys that have got beautiful cars that they've invested, you know, hundreds of thousands of dollars into, to organise a cruise, to go down to Rita's so that she can meet us and realise that, you know, we're family people, we got kids, and, you know, we're not hoons. We're the exact opposite. We are going to drive our cars limited days. We're going to enjoy them for what they are, and not do anything stupid in them. And those of us that are into, you know, racing, we race at the Motorplex.
Yeah.
That's where we race. So you're not going to... I mean, the reality is, if you're driving around, and you know, you've done this with me, and same with a lot of my friends, you're driving around an 8-second street car, you're not... The idiot that pulls up next to you in the Labrador, you're just going to look at him like he's a d***.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're not going to race him. You're not going to... There's no point. You already know that... you know, the possibility of someone pulling up next to you that's going to have a quicker car is, you know, in the lower percentile. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Statistically, it's not going to happen.
No, that's right.
So, anyway, we need to do something, because it's just going to get worse. And I don't think, if this is what we're getting from a Labor government, then the Liberals are just going to make it tougher. You know, and they're going to use the excuse of, oh, well, Labor brought it in. We're just, you know.
Look, I don't completely agree there. I've found that it's quite the opposite. This is a Labor incentive, and Labor are politically correct and trying to always be seen as doing the PC right thing. I've actually written to Rita over a week ago now on behalf of the Talking Power podcast and Talking Power Media. I haven't had a reply. Now, at the time, some people had contacted me and said, can you draft up a letter and put it on Facebook? I wasn't prepared to do that. I thought, no, I'll write for myself, and then if it will get a reply and this will be straightened out. That hasn't happened. So now I am inclined to put some sort of template on. It's a fairly generic, straightforward sort of points that I made and questions that I asked, direct questions. Are we required to be bringing our vehicles in on a yearly check prior to rego? And is there any truth to letters being sent out prior to registration targeting particular cars? I have yet to have a reply. I
think what I'd like to know is what the basis is of this 190 kilowatt per tonne. Where did they pull that figure out?
Yeah, that's right. That's another good point.
You know, because, I mean, let's think about it. An XY, GDHO Phase 3, right? I mean, I don't know if you've driven one, but the brakes are not really that good, right? No. It's what you'd expect from a 1971 car, okay? Now, I don't know what Ford rated those motors at, but I know that we've had a genuine Phase 3 engine on the engine dyno, and they make over 400 horsepower, right? So when you start looking at that, you know, that car from factory, like... It's well and truly outside of the parameters there. So I don't know. I just think that each car should be judged on a individual basis. You know, for its merits. And the reality is, if the speed limit is 60 or 80 or 110, then everything beyond that is kind of like they shouldn't be delving into that, because what are they telling us that we have to build like V8 supercars for the road when we're only allowed to travel at those speeds? You know, it's I don't know, it's just wrong, and it's just another case of the government meddling in things that they should you know, really keep their noses out of. But so anyway, on a better note, have you seen the new Kombi?
I have, and I'm not that
impressed.
No, it's different. Let's put it that way. I guess we've got to be going down that sort of path.
It kind of looked to me. It looks like they've crossed a Beetle with a Kombi. Made like a Bombi.
It does look like that. Yeah.
Is that maybe that Bombi? That's what they should be called, Bombonieri. You know what I thought is, if I've got this right, they are claiming you can charge it in 30 minutes. That is incredible.
But look at the lithium-ion battery in it. 111 kilowatt hours. That's phenomenal. 150 kilowatt electric motor. Hang on, they could be in jeopardy of not getting on the road in WA as well.
No chance. No chance. VSB, it's 150 at each end. It's 300 kilowatts, Nick.
Yeah, that's what I'm...
No chance.
It's done,
no
mate.
chance.
It's
You will
cooked.
not be able to register this under VSB 14. Rita,
Get onto it.
this is as green as you get, as PC as you get.
160 k's an hour. I tell you, it blew me away when I saw it. But look, I mean, it's.
I want to know what it does 0 to 100.
No, that wasn't in there.
Oh, they're claiming about 5 seconds, but you know how about is it?
Yeah,
It's 3.5
5
seconds.
seconds. There it is. Yeah, just get on the website and Google it. It's funny looking vehicle. I've never been into the Kombi thing, so probably that's why I'm tainted in some ways.
You know the irony, right? So the 21 window or whatever it is the pinnacle of Kombi, the split window 21 window.
Shit.
What was that?
Do we need to look? Fit in now. I'll tell you what, that scared the bejesus out of me.
Nick had to go and do a wardrobe change there. Had a wardrobe malfunction.
So, aged a couple of years there.
Anyway, so the 21 window,
yeah,
right, split window, whatever the hell, Safari, whatever the hell they call them. I've seen those things go in excess of $300,000.
Yeah, the big bucks. Yeah.
Okay, so here's a little bit of a story, right? My cousins and I, we used to buy them for anywhere from $20 to $50, right? We used to rip the transmissions out of them because they got reduction boxes, right? We used to use them in the beach buggies. And the rest of them used to either get filled up with rubbish and taken to the tip or used as dog kennels, chicken coops.
Yeah, right. Fucking hell.
The amount of those Kombis that we cut up. So fast forward to now, my brother's got one.
Yep.
He's got
Is he
one.
really?
Yeah. He's got it's not a 21 window. It's but it's slammed and it's got the 2 litre or whatever. Well, actually, I shouldn't say that. Well, no, might get knocked back on VSP 14. No, it's a 1200. Actually, it might be an 1100. It's incredible that they, and I reckon the reason they're worth so much money is because there's not many of them left because we destroyed so many of them.
Moving on to some sad news, and I don't want to dwell on it too long. Saturday evening at Queensland Raceway, there was a roll racing event, and tragically 2 gentlemen from the Sunshine Coast and Mountain Creek, Kurt Bull and Daniel King, passed away.
Is that what they were doing? I didn't realise that.
It was roll racing. So they've hit the wall in their Monaro and sadly passed. The thing that I was disappointed about was Channel 9. Now, I'll only comment on their online content. They chose to show the aftermath of the incident, and I just don't get that. I really don't. I don't understand why there's a need to show that. I think if you want to run a story on it, that's fair enough. But show the story in the light of these 2 gentlemen and their car. They showed some footage of the car down at the track as well, at the drags. But I don't see the need for a raging inferno on the news. I really don't.
I think that's just the sensationalism of the modern media, Nick. It's just the way it is now.
Yeah, I don't like
it's kind of like showing the van driving through the crowd. It's all a bit... Anyway, it's a bit sad. So, so the Camry.
Yep, there it is. If you're watching the video,
that's it there.
Right up there.
We haven't really progressed with the Camry. I got tied up doing some work for Scott. I'm actually working for the opposition.
Oh yeah, you're helping Scott out. Yeah, well, he's a good guy.
Yeah, so We haven't really got any further with it, but you know, I think we both work better under pressure.
Yep.
so hopefully we'll get to put some hours in soon.
Yeah.
And you know, get it one step closer.
Yeah. No, sounds good. If you are listening or watching, remember the T-shirt competition. Send in your number plate ideas. That'd be great if you could do that.
And if anyone's got any welds to suit a Commodore with the real shallow backspacing, we need some light rims because we've run out of places to take weight out of this thing.
That's probably, I mean, that's one of the biggest challenges, and I didn't realise what was ahead of us when, especially when you dropped the car on the scales the other day, and the scales told us what the weight of the car was.
Because we kind of know that we're limited in how much power we can make, and the other problem is it's front-wheel drive, so the chances of us actually getting all that power down onto the track are pretty slim. So you're getting it on a diet, you know, like a Honda Civic or something. was about our only chance, and we failed dismally at that.
So yeah, the weight. I don't think there's much more weight we can take out of it. But anyway, we will battle on. We will battle on.
So yeah, if you want to donate some welds.
Also, if you know of a sponsor that wants to get on board, please let us know. That'd
Injectors, fuel pumps.
SCM, thanks for your help so far. Shift Kits Australia, thanks for your help so far. Jamie, yep. Keys Transmission, thanks for your help so far, Paul. Billy Goat Mechanical, thanks for your help.
He's actually told me to stop calling him that.
I thought that was it. That's what he wanted to go by.
So did I. So did I.
So what do we call him?
I don't know. BG Mechanical.
BG Mechanical. Thanks for your help, Trevor. And yourself as well, all fast torque converters, obviously. Thanks for your help.
I haven't done anything.
You've done more than enough. So, and if you know of anyone that wants to get on board as well, I am working on some things in the background because we're going to need help to get this over the line. It's not going to get there on love, that's for sure. As other people think happens. So we really need we're going to need some corporate sponsorship of some description. So I'm working on a couple of things. I will keep you all posted because I will need the fans' help to make it happen.
Also, you know, Nick, if we've got any hardcore Liberal supporters that do listen to the show,
we do. Yes,
maybe we should try and get the opposition, like Rita's
the
shadow
transport
minister, the shadow minister for transport on, and ask them what they would do, because I mean, you know, we're nearly a year into this one, so 3 more years we'll have a chance to vote these guys out if we can get a better deal for the car enthusiasts.
I'm going to contact my local member as well. I was told that I should have gone to the local member first and let him or her, without saying too much, contact Rita instead. But I didn't do it that way. I went straight to Rita, but I'm going to go back to my local member. Okay, reach out to...
this is episode 11, Lucky 11.
Lucky 11,
Lucky 11.
Yep, Lucky 11. Well, that's about it, actually. Subscribe to us on iTunes, Podbean, SoundCloud. Like us on Facebook, Instagram. Visit our website. And like I said, I'll be reaching out to all of you to help us out in the coming weeks. We're going to need some corporate help, but we're going to do it in a different way. We're going to use Facebook and the hashtag.
What's the hashtag?
We're going to... I'll tell you off air as well. That'll be the other thing I can tell you.
I'm not going to let the cat out of the bag.
I've got a little idea. Anyway. Alright, Simon, thanks for hosting this podcast. Like I said, look at this thing, mate. It's a beautiful car. As I said, I don't...
Yeah, if there's any Arabs out there that want to sponsor me.
Yeah.
Any sheiks.
This is a good old Australian car. So, still. So...
you can't race this in the US.
No, it's not.
The rules say it has to be US bodied.
Yeah.
But you know what we could do? We could put a, dare I say it, turbo motor in it.
Oh, yeah.
And do drag week in it.
You know what? That's probably closer to that Camry.
And this is steel.
You know, that's probably more doable than the Camry at the moment. But anyway, we'll leave it at that. All right, Simon. Thanks. We'll catch you in 2 weeks.
Thanks for having us, Nick.
Take care.
See you on the street.
See you guys.
Talking power stresses all characters and events on this podcast, even those based on real people, are entirely fictional. All celebrity voices are impersonated poorly. We do not encourage street racing or the use of turbochargers.